I hear you say beings will come to Earth and we could end up on a breakfast plate. How can we protect ourselves? Right, so this is referred to as the food for the gods doctrine. I remember when the master teacher was, as usual, the first to start talking about this and break this down. And he was just explaining to us how the same way we look at animals and because they're defenseless, we hunt them, unalive them for food. You know, cows, chickens, what else people eat everything. Sheep, lamb, goats, duck, everything. That, you know, and he said that there are extraterrestrials who look at us as animals. It's just that we were lucky enough to be taken off of that food chain because we were given intelligence by way of our mixture with the Natharu or the supreme beings. And so he was saying that there are extraterrestrials that come here and look at this planet as, lack of a better word, a supermarket where they're coming for shopping, to take food, to go back home. And depending on how, what you do, what you put into your body, remember the phrase, you are what you eat? A lot of people are seasoning themselves by the things they eat. Your body, as most people know, is referred to as a temple. And within the temple, you have an altar. And this ties into the biblical stories as well. When you read Leviticus and those books of talking about how sacrifices were offered to the gods. And they would have burnt offerings, you know, carcasses and burnt animals and sprinkle blood all over the altar and things like that. Your body works in the same way because you have a fire, a real live fire in your, what we call your solar plexus, inside your chest. This is what provides the heat that keeps you alive. So when you're breathing, you're taking in oxygen and you're giving off or relaying out carbon dioxide. Carbon is a residue of when you burn something. So the burning is you taking food and taking things in that get burnt. When you eat, you break down the food by chewing it. A lot of people don't really chew their food properly, but you're supposed to chew it so that it will go through the digestive process easily. It breaks down into liquid, and the liquid gets burnt by the acid in your blood. And then because your body is porous, meaning you have pores in your body, then that comes back out through your pores. So you actually smell a certain way. And so what you eat is very important because you season your liver, your lung, and you smell a certain way. Animals can smell your scent, the way you smell. This is why when people are trying to hunt animals in the forest, for example, they can't find, or the animal eludes them because they can smell you before you even, you know, approach them. So what we're saying is that in the same process, if you drink, say, a lot of alcohol, then you're actually seasoning yourself in a particular way. If you eat particular types of food, you're seasoning yourself. And these extraterrestrials, they like that. And they like adrenaline as well. When you're afraid, and then, you know, if you're unalived at that moment, you send this adrenaline through your body, which then makes the meat taste a particular way to them, which they prefer. So yes, that's what that's referring to. So to take yourself off of the menu, the word menu has M-E-N in front of it, men, you. So to take yourself off of the menu, the master teacher has taught us that we need to stop eating blood meats and, you know, have a more vegan diet, or, you know, vegetarian, and work our way to not eating any flesh in terms of anything that has parents. Of course, some people are working their way to it. So it's not like, at the end of the day, you know the information, we give the facts, and then it's really down to you if you want to follow what the master teacher is teaching us. And he says that flesh eaters are not really able to progress to the higher realms or dimensions or go on certain crafts, because they won't allow beings that, you know, eat flesh or blood meat. All right. So the way you can be protected is to change your diet, change the things that you put into your body, so that you're not on the menu and you don't attract these beings by the way your scent and how you smell.